All right, today we are diving deep into Dr. Vernette Grant's expert course on mastering Perplexity AI. If you're not familiar, this is the AI research tool that's seriously changing the game for professionals everywhere. We're going to walk through her guide step by step to see how you can go from just being curious about it to becoming a total power user. Let's get into it. And what better way to start than with this quote directly from Dr. Grant? She's not just talking about learning some new software here. She frames this as a process, a way to totally level up your research, sharpen your strategy, and create amazing content way more effectively. So yeah, she's definitely the right guide for this journey. So here's the game plan, laid out nice and simple, following Dr. Grant's structure. First, we'll get to know the tool itself. Then we'll see why it's a much smarter way to search. We'll walk through your very first query, unlock some of those pro-level features, see how it all leads to real-world results. And finally, we'll talk about what it takes to truly master it.
Okay, first things first. Let's get down to the fundamentals. What exactly is this thing we're calling Perplexity AI?
Dr. Grant really nails the definition here. Don't think of it as just another search engine. It's a research tool. And here's the key difference. It doesn't just throw a bunch of links at you. It actually goes out, pulls data from all over the web, uses reasoning to piece it together, and then hands you a clear, synthesized answer. And the best part? It gives you citations, so you always know exactly where the information came from. So how does that actually make for a better experience? I mean, why is this approach really considered so much smarter than the search methods we've all been using for, decades now? This comparison right here tells the whole story. With the traditional search, you type something in, get a long list of links, and then, the real work begins, right? You gotta click through everything, figure out what's reliable, and try to piece it all together yourself. Perplexity just flips that whole process on its head. It does all that heavy lifting for you and gives you a direct answer with transparent, clickable sources. It takes this super time-consuming task and turns it into getting efficient insights fast. So really, what Dr. Grant highlights is that it all boils down to these three words. It's faster because it puts the information together for you. It's smarter because it's actually reasoning, not just matching keywords. And, maybe most importantly for any professional, it's transparent. You can always check the work and see the sources for yourself. All right, enough about the why. Let's get our hands dirty and talk about the how. What's it actually like to fire this thing up for the first time? Dr. Grant breaks the layout down into three super simple parts, which is great. Home is pretty obvious. That's where you type in your question. Then over on the left, you've got Threads, which keeps all your past conversations organized so you can easily jump back in. And on the right, you'll see the sources, those all-important citations we keep talking about. Now let's take a real-world example from her course. A question like, summarize current AI regulations in healthcare. That's a heavy one. A normal search would bury you in dense legal documents and news articles. Perplexity, though, is built for exactly this. It's designed to digest all that complex information and give you a structured summary, pointing you straight to the specific reports and laws it used to get there. So once you've got the hang of the basics, Dr. Grant shows us how to tap into the features that really turn Perplexity into your personal research assistant. This is where things get really powerful. Just look at this toolkit you have at your disposal. You can ask follow-up questions, just like you're having a conversation, to dig deeper. There's a Copilot mode that helps guide you through really complex questions. You can even upload your own files, like a big PDF report, and just start asking it questions. Collections help you keep all your different research projects tidy, and you can even pick different AI models to get the exact kind of answer you're looking for. But cool features are great and all, but what can you actually do with them? So how does Dr. Grant see this tool being used in the real world to get actual, tangible results? This slide just brings it all home. For an academic, boom, you're summarizing studies in a fraction of the time. For a business strategist, you're analyzing market trends from a dozen different reports instantly. In healthcare, you're on top of new regulations. And if you're a content creator, this is an incredible way to draft briefs that are packed with real data. The key thing Dr. Grant emphasizes is that the tool adapts to your job, whatever that might be. And that brings us to the final, and probably the most important part of Dr. Grant's guide, how to use this thing not just well, but responsibly. This is the real path to mastery. She lays out this simple but absolutely critical three-step process. First, learn to prompt. The better your question, the better your answer is going to be. Second, figure out how to integrate it into your workflow to automate some of that research. But this last step, verify, this one's a biggie. It is non-negotiable. you have to check the citations. The AI is an amazing assistant, but at the end of the day, you're the expert who's responsible for the final work. And this is Dr. Grant's final call to action, and I love it. This isn't a one-and-done thing. You have to continuously explore what the tool can do, actively apply it to your projects, and let your own work habits evolve as these incredible AI tools become a bigger part of our professional lives. So, we'll end with the same question Dr. Grant asks her students, one that's meant to push you from just listening to actually doing. You've seen the potential, you understand the framework, now you have the tool. So, what's the first big question you're going to ask?